Mm-hmm.
And what would you say that they should do to prepare themselves to go? What can they do?
I would go and visit the shows first.
Mm-hmm.
Airfares, especially today, and in this environment, unfortunately, in this down environment, airfares are down. So you can fly over and spend...
As long as you don't bring any baggage or select a seat.
Actually, and don't carry any of your gear in, because you'll then be classified as doing business over there and the taxes on it. You may not be able to get the gear in and out with a reasonable amount, but just go over with a suitcase and go over with an idea of, we want to understand what's going on here first, and then how does that fit with our plans. If we don't have plans in place, this may be an opportunity to begin to ask enough questions so that you can begin to put together a plan and get an idea. Gee, when we come out of this, how would we do it? Can we spend the next 2 or 3 years developing this market internationally? Or can we find an agent? Or can we find a manufacturer over there who will manufacture our product under license? The other part of it is, what are the laws over there, and can I find an attorney and an accountant?
Yes.
We need the fundamentals of business as well. Can I find an attorney and an accountant that we can get along with?
And they're very often, the chambers of commerce are excellent resources for people.
Exactly. Our Department of Commerce, by the way, also has a tremendous
Yes.
amount of resources, and there are DOC offices in many major countries and in major cities. So one of the things to do would be to go to that city and find the U.S. Department of Commerce. You can find it through the structure of our representation in that country. And there may be an officer even in the DOC that's specific to your industry. In the large countries like Germany and France and so on, they have enough unique officers that specialize in segments of business. So, for example, if you're in manufactured tooling and manufacturing, there may be a specialist in that particular office. If not, they can refer you to someone that can help you.
So basically, it sounds like no matter what industry you're in, no matter what your product, no matter where you go, you really have to do the preparation.
Got to do your homework.
Got to do your homework.
Got to do your homework.
School's never out.
No, because the show is basically your window to the world. By the time you get to a trade show, it's your window to the world. So if you are at a meeting or a convention or a trade show, actually in Europe and the rest of the world they call them congresses, which are more meetings than trade shows. But if you're at an official type trade show, you need to be prepared to do business. You need to have contracts. You need to have distribution. You need to have pricing. You need to understand import-export. So the show is not the beginning of your development overseas. The show is part of a total program of going overseas.
So, and also it strikes me that in this economy, it just really makes sense to try to expand globally.
Absolutely.
And trade shows, would you say trade shows, exhibitions are one of the best ways to do that?
Absolutely, because they come to you. Instead of having to get on a plane and travel all around, or car and drive all around, the show brings people to you. One of the things about the shows in some countries is they allow the public in. So for example, in Germany, in many shows, they allow the public in. The trick in the booth is to quickly sort the buyers from the tire kickers and the lookers and the oohs and the ahs. So this is where working with consultants here in the United States who have worked overseas. There are a number of consultants that specialize in overseas work to help you figure out where you put the literature so you're not giving away 500,000 copies of the literature to 10,000, which will go to the public, but you've actually got 10,000 real buyers.
Yeah.
So you want to be able to sort the real buyers out. And this really is boothmanship in the booth, asking the right question to qualify the person in front of you to find out whether they are somebody from the public who has an interest in your product or they're a real buyer. And that's part of the skill, and it's part of what boothmanship is all about.
Now, are there shows as well that are specifically designed to, or geared to the public in these various countries?
Sure, just like there is here. So we have a dichotomy between public shows and trade-only shows. So if you go to an RV show, for example, in your local convention center, that's basically a public show. But if you go to a show for the jewelry industry, or you go to a show for the restaurant industry, those are for the trade only.
And is there any particular difference in the preparation for those types of shows?
Basically, it's having different kinds of literature and different graphics in your booth. So if you're selling to the general public, you basically are going to refer them to people that actually sell the product. You're going to entice them with features and benefits, but you also then need dealer sheets in the local market. So if you're in Frankfurt, for example, at a public show, you're going to need to know the dealers in, let's say, 100 miles of Frankfurt.
It strikes me that you would also need to, going back to your original point of staffing, that you would need to staff the booth much more with people who can speak the language then.
Absolutely, absolutely. And understand the local idioms and the local nuances of language.
Yeah, because otherwise, again, there's no communication.
Exactly. They look at you and they go, huh? And you look at them and you go, huh? And then everybody goes, we don't speak the language.
And that really, really gets you far. Well, Francis, once again, you've given fabulous information to our viewers. I thank you so much.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me back on the show.
It's always a pleasure having you here. Thank you. I look forward to having you again one day.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Terrific. Take care. Thank you. Thank you for watching another segment of the Global Coaching and Consulting Group's Continuing Education Series. We hope you've enjoyed it and gained a great deal of information from it. Please come back and visit us some more for some other fabulous, fabulous interviews we'll be doing. And also, do go to our website, www.globalcoachingandconsulting.com, or give us a call when you're in New York at 212-628-7209, and we'll be happy to answer any questions that you have. Thank you.